So this week we're going back to making bass. I know everyone loves bass, so we're going to look at a little bass line inside of Vital today. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Vital. Here we are inside of Vital. So we're going to start by going to oscillator 1 and 2 and having the default waves, which is the sawtooth. We're then going to open up oscillator 3, but we're going to change this one to basic shapes, and we're going to use this one as our sub. Now, I'm going to turn these down a little bit because we're going to be modulating these a little bit. So I'm going to move these down to about here and here, and we're going to create a shape which we're going to use to do the modulation, which would be something a bit like this. Put it on to 1/4 as well, and we'll have it in trigger mode. And we're going to use this to control these. So we're going to drop these on here and on here, and we're just going to leave them as they are. So we're going to turn the phases all the way down to 0. Let's put the unison on to 3 on these two. We'll leave this one on 1 as it's going to be our sub bass. So we got this very kind of Reese style sound to start with, but we're going to change this. But before we do that, let's just get the speed of this LFO sorted. So we're going to attach the note to the speed of the LFO here. What this means is when I play the notes, as I go up the notes, the speed of the LFO will change according to the notes I'm playing. Going up will mean that it will get faster as we go up the keyboard. So we want to set this speed to start with. Quickly, before I do that, I might just bring these down an octave as well quickly. And then let's just change this speed here. Let's detune this a little bit more. Let's go up to like 40. So like I said, we're now going to go ahead and change this sort of reset. We're going to make this slightly different sounding. So we're going to go to do that. We're going to go to the FMs. We're going to FM this one to oscillator 2, which gives us this. And then we're going to do the same thing with this one, but also send this to oscillator 3. And this gives us this. There we go. And we can start to play around with this a little bit. Dial this in. So around there we'll do, and what we'll do is we come into the effects now and we can start adding some of these onto it. So let's start with maybe a filter, and I would go for something like a phase filter, like something like one of these maybe. And then we can beef this up a little bit more as well by adding something like a compressor in multiband mode. We can also consider turning these voices down and putting a bit of glide on this as well. So that will do. We can now put a bit of distortion on here as well. Let's go with a linear fold. And then just to boost a bit of the low end, we can add a EQ and just boost this up a bit. So we basically got to the sound we wanted. Now, one thing we could do just to kind of crisp it up a little bit as well is maybe add some white noise under it as well. We could also attach this to this to modulate it a bit as well. See how we end up with this. Just turn it down the volume a little bit as well so it's not clipping. That's better. So there we go. This is what I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you all on the next one.